Kansas City hosts the Texans. I'm Steve DeSager.
Shock the system.
Welcome to the After Hours Lounge on 1620 The Zone, the 1620 The Zone app, and 1620thezone.com. When 6A to 6P isn't enough, the boys have you covered. Here's Jimmy Allen
and John Schreiner.
Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome inside the After Hours Lounge. Jimmy Allen, John Schreiner, Dan Camden with you here on a Friday night, brought to you by Bellevue University. Download the BU Bruins app to keep up to date on all things Bellevue Athletics. We got a great show lined up for you. We predicted the college football playoff bracket before the season. How have they aged for the three of us? We'll find out at 6:15.
About as well as fresh bread.
Yeah. Our friend Wade Sullivan.
Bit moldy.
Is taking the mold off the rust and getting back in the octagon. He's got a local fight coming up January 17th. He'll be here at 6:30 to tell you who he's fighting, where you can catch it at, and promote Dynasty Sports or Dynasty Combat Sports. And then at 7 o'clock, the Bennington girls basketball coach, John O'Connor, will bring his Badgers in studio. At 7:15, we'll give you our Papillion Sanitation trash takes of the night. I want to see a tradition in football go away. I'll tell you what it is at 7:15.
Oh, no.
And at 7:30, Luke
boy.
Olson, the head coach of the boys basketball team at Bennington, will bring his team in studio as well. As always, on a Friday night, we'll give you some super dogs to send you out a winner and win you some money this weekend. Before we get to the Nebraska Bowl game, we are just minutes away from the very first home football playoff game of the college football area. And it's in South Bend, Indiana. You two done or
No, not at all.
Never.
No, this is how it's going to be tonight, Jimmy.
I'm here for it.
Our last show of the year.
We're
giddy.
We got Santa hats and everything. And just a programming note, we will not be on next week because the sports schedule doesn't allow on days that are not the holiday. So we will not be here next week, but we will be back on the first week of the new year.
Also, NFL football.
Yeah.
They're playing it, and a lot of it.
That too. It feels like the perfect place to do this. The first game is at Notre Dame, right? Like that feels
South
right.
Bend, yeah. That's a pretty good
right?
spot. It's got some history to it. Touchdown Jesus and all.
The crowd is awesome, and they've been out there since 11 a.m. this morning, by the way, getting ready for this one. So hostile environment for Kurt Cignetti in Indiana to walk into tonight. Probably less of a hostile environment, Yankee Stadium on December 28th. Nebraska plays in the Pinstripe Bowl against Boston College, who was, by the way, 0-3 all-time in Pinstripe Bowls.
Ooh.
So that's one thing going in Nebraska's direction. They're going to be without some key contributors, though. Micah Mazuka, Isaiah Nair, and Tommy Hill have all opted out of the bowl game. Are you surprised to hear
that? Mazuka, no. Tommy Hill, he's dealing with so many injuries, trying to get himself ready to potentially be
an NFL guy.
Yeah. And that's not surprising. Nair,
that's the one
That's the one that's a little so. The other two, I'm like, no, I'm not surprised by that at all.
Because the Mazuka thing, that's going to be a story for a while.
It hasn't been good.
Well, not even that, but like, it would make sense that guy that's dealt with that much since he's been here. Be like, I'm probably just going to go sit on the beach in Florida for a week or two.
Yeah. But Nair, you would figure.
Because honestly, the last memory of Nebraska fans, and this probably doesn't even matter to Isaiah Nair, but the last memory you're going to have of him in a Nebraska uniform is dropping that ball against Iowa. And
I don't think Nebraska fans are going to remember Isaiah Nair in a few years.
The thing that should stand out to him is that's the last thing that gets on film for NFL scouts, too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to have the chance to go do senior bowls and senior days, etc.
He's got all the physical tools in the world. You would just figure he'd want to play one more time, maybe. I mean, unless he's just seriously concerned about getting injured. I mean,
right.
I don't know. That one was curious to me.
But Nebraska does land a wide receiver through the transfer portal this week. They land Nizea Hunter, the freshman wide receiver out of Cal, who finished his freshman campaign with 40 catches, 578 yards, and 5 touchdowns. His longest reception was 60 yards. If he'd had those same exact numbers in Lincoln this year, he would have tied the wide receivers group for catches, tied with Jamal Banks with 40. He would have led the team in yards with 578 yards receiving, and been tied for touchdowns with 5 as well. Also, he would have had the longest reception. This feels like a pretty big get.
Yeah, when this guy's name popped up in the portal and him being interested in Nebraska, I was like, "Oh, that's the one you have to get. That's a freshman with still 3 years to play."
Yeah,
Like
those numbers aren't mind blowing, but they're pretty good for a freshman.
no, like as you just pointed out,
Right. I think it is fair to point out that was numbers against ACC opponents, not necessarily cold weather. Big Ten could be a little bit
Sure.
different, but his game looks like it should translate to Nebraska.
But honestly, like the wide receivers at Nebraska, their production was embarrassingly bad.
Yeah.
Compared to what we thought they were going to be this season.
Well, it's why you went out and got Isaiah Nair and Jamal Banks in the first place.
Yes.
Was to raise the level of productivity.
I mean, for a team of Nebraska's caliber, right? We're not talking about wins and losses. We're not talking about any of that. We're not talking about recent performance. Just the caliber of the program. Nebraska's a high caliber program. I sent you a graphic the other day of the most valuable athletic departments.
Yeah, Nebraska's top 7 in the country, not in the Big Ten.
So for Nebraska to have the kind of wide receiver production on the football team, which is number 1 at the university, like make no mistake, that's it.
Pays the bills.
To have that low of that a freshman at Cal had better numbers than anybody on your roster is an indictment on the offense.
But I mean, it's even more of an indictment the last 8 years of this program, right? I mean, it's just so stuck in neutral, and it feels like resources are not the reason why. Like there should be no excuses to be anything less than like above middle of the pack in the Big Ten.
No, with the facilities and the support and the amount of attention and money, and that's inexcusable.
It's the most head scratching part about all this. And the other thing, through the transfer portal, one of the hot button topics is Dante Dowdell. About 45 minutes before we went on air, committed to Kentucky, so he's not coming back to Nebraska. I know there was a speculation out there that may be the case. He's gone, but brand new offense for him, brand new shiny. You like him, Dan Holgerson was asked about it, and he specifically said that it's not a priority to get a running back through the transfer portal. I think that made a lot of people raise their eyebrows a little bit and question why. And then he specifically referenced number 28. So he still doesn't know everybody's name, by the way. That's Quentin Ives. And that's somebody that Matt Rule has been very high on. And this coaching staff has seemed to like a ton, but hasn't really been the limited time that we saw him this year. Didn't really blow anybody out of the water or make people go ooh or ah. Are you surprised to hear that? That they're not necessarily looking for a transfer portal running back, considering the guy that they got through the portal a year ago just left?
I thought it was surprising that Dowdell was leaving in the first place. I didn't think it was like, I saw the clickbaity articles with the headlines of a gut punch to Nebraska's running back room.
You'd be nice to Steve Sipple.
And it's like, okay, yeah, he scored the most touchdowns, but to be honest, by the end of the year, we knew who the best running back in the room was.
Yeah, and
it wasn't Dante Dowdell.
And he got paid a boatload of money too, by the way.
Sure. So I thought maybe Dowdell was going to try and copycat Emmett Johnson and be like, well, I'm going in the portal too.
That's what it felt like. Yeah.
Yeah. And that turned out not to be the case. Or maybe it was the case and he found out really fast what they actually thought of him and what they thought he might be worth from an NIL perspective. Yeah. And then the writing was on the wall also for him that you're not going to be the lead dog next year. You're going to be be a short yardage back. How they used him in the last 2 or 3 games. You're going to get goal line carries. You're going to score some touchdowns, but you're not going to get the bulk of the work.
Yeah,
and I think the freshmen that are coming in, they are really high on.
Yeah, they love Jamarian Parker, and there are people that feel like Connor Booth may be the most undervalued. The running back out of Bishop Newman may be the most undervalued player in the entire class. And I don't necessarily disagree with that statement. I mean, he may end up being the steal of the gem of this entire class. But they love Jamarian Parker, and for obvious reasons. I mean, he was a guy that was being recruited by everybody in the country, the 4-star running back out of St. Louis, Missouri. And there just seems to be a really big focus on that part of the country right now from the staff as well. But I think that's just even more of an indictment of how much faith that they have in Emmett Johnson for next year too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the thing. They knew they had to get Emmett Johnson back in the fold, and were kind of, I think, indifferent about Like, okay, if we can have Dante Dowdell, he's a nice complementary piece. We found out how to use him. He was pretty good in short yardage situations, so be good to have back. Oh, you're in the portal? Hope you land in a good spot.
Hey, and listen, Kentucky's not a bad spot for him either. I think that's a really good fit for what that offense is, and he kind of looks more like an SEC back to the Big Ten back anyway, if I'm being honest. For what he does, I think Nebraska needs more of a home run hitter type guy, and he's just not that person.
He's not, and like, let's be honest. He fumbled a few times in key situations that were really hurtful.
Specifically, the Indiana and the Illinois games.
He was never quite the guy that I think they hoped he would be. When you're someone who gets recruited to play running back at Oregon, there's a certain you just get marked a certain way. You get thought of differently. You're a primetime player. You're a guy who can score a touchdown every time you touch the ball, right?
Yeah, that was definitely
those are the guys that Oregon recruits to play that position, and he just never was that. Now, some of it may have been on the offensive line that he was playing behind, which I don't think was all that good at run blocking. I've said that a bunch of times. But also he just, and I've criticized him for this in the past too. I don't think his vision is where it needs to be that home run back. He doesn't see the crease the way you need to see it to be that guy who can house it from 45 or 50 yards out.
Somebody asked me this question the other day, and my knee-jerk reaction was absolutely not. But now that I think about it, I think the answer might be yes. Matt Rule needs to win this football game, right?
Seems like it, yeah, to not finish below 500 for a second straight season.
Yeah, well, yeah, that, but you need there's a lot of bad vibes around this program right now, and you're telling us how important these 10 practices are. You're telling us that this team has sorely needed this. You're telling us that Tony White leaving isn't as big. Well, he hasn't said that, but he's hinted at the fact that they're going to be fine with whoever the next defensive coordinator is, and being John Butler. It feels like this game that has absolutely no ramifications behind it, and doesn't matter if you win it or not. You need to win this one.
Well, I mean, we're coming off of last offseason where almost nobody left the program.
Right.
Everybody was in. They all guys came back when they didn't have to play more for this team. And now this year it feels different. There's guys who are hopping in the portal.
Yeah, but I agree with what you're saying. But that has to happen too.
It has to happen to a degree because of the new roster limit and all that stuff. But there are some guys that have gone into the portal who you're like, you just kind of scratch your head and say, like, well, what were you hoping was going to happen?
Yeah.
Like, where were you hoping to fit in? And I don't know the answer to those questions.
But you have to play within the rules you have in front of you, and I get that. This is very much on the coaching staff, though. Like I can't. Everybody that knows anything about college football has been saying for the last 3 to 5 years, roster limits are coming. Roster limits are coming. And this coaching staff inflated this roster up to the point where they were just going to deal with it when they got there. And then Matt Rule looked like it's one thing for that to happen, but then Matt Rule looked like physically distraught to have these conversations with the guys that they're going to have to cut on this roster. Like, everybody with a Twitter has been telling you this is coming for 3 years. Like, I don't know why you seem so surprised by it.
And I don't know that they're surprised. Well, yeah, they shouldn't be. We've known that it was coming for a while. But as far as the reasons they need to win this game, it's just a perception, right?
Yeah.
It's about
momentum.
It's about being 7-6 versus 6-7.
I think even more than that, it's more about having the last game that you played or the last thing that somebody remembers about you being a win. That feels like a bigger deal than what the record's going to show.
But I think to a larger context, it points at how you function in the aftermath of some pretty well thought of coaches jumping ship. Some guys who were considered to be the backbone of your coaching staff who are now gone.
Can you imagine? Because Bill O'Brien in Boston College have hit the over in 8 of their 12 games this season. If John Butler comes out and just shuts down that offense,
look,
a really good look. Man, a really good look.
Honestly, he's still playing with the same. He's using the same players. They're not going to change the system all that much because I don't think that they can.
Right. I don't think it's going to look that much different next year either.
And this defense was like, from a points perspective, one of the best in the country.
Right.
So I don't. Honestly, I can't see Boston College putting up a ton of points.
There's the thought out there. Well, Indiana did it, but I think that's pretty obvious.
That's
through
it.
12 games. That's the outlier, not the rule. Hey, if you missed the opening segment tonight, want to get our thoughts on the transfer portal in Nebraska football as a whole, check it out at SoundCloud.com/AfterHours 1620 is brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. Did your furnace stop working? That's kind of ironic timing, isn't it? We got a solution for you. Head over to ControlledComfort.com. Break glass in case of emergency and have Controlled Comfort come out and get you back up and heat the heat in your house as quickly as possible. But you don't want to be in that situation. If you don't want to break the glass, if you want to keep that red button covered, head over to Controlled Comfort tonight and set up a maintenance appointment. Have Tony and the team come out, take a look at your HF unit. They'll take a look at your heater and your air conditioner, make sure everything's ready for the winter and the summer, and give you peace of mind about your HVAC unit this winter. Head over to ControlledComfort.com and book that maintenance appointment tonight. It's roasting season. We come back. You're on 16 the Zone.
Hey, everybody. John Schreiner here for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. If you're going to head downtown this holiday season or even after the new year to watch your beloved Creighton Blue Jays play their home games, why not look the best you can possibly look while you're sitting in the stands? Hey, you never know. You might even be on TV. You do want to look your best in case the cameras catch you sitting down there in the arena. Jerry Ryan's got you covered with Johnny O, Peter Millar, Mizden and Maine. They've got it all. Quarter zips, polos, vests, whatever you need. And they've got your little Billy Blue Jay embroidered on them as well. So if you want some new Creighton gear, if you're looking for a last-minute Christmas gift for that Creighton fan in your life, head on over to 78th and Dodge. They're going to get you fixed up. And you can tell them that After Hours sent you. They are going to treat you right. It's Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, dressing Omaha for over 50 years.
Did you know that Bellevue University is making a major investment in its athletic programs with a new $25 million athletic center? This state-of-the-art facility will feature multiple practice and competition courts, a modern 6,800 square foot sports performance and fitness center, an advanced golf simulator, and a new lounge area for our student athletes. The athletic center will open in early 2025. Come see the future of Bruin athletics. Schedule a tour, meet with other athletes, and explore Bellevue University for yourself. Visit BUBruins.com.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
You can get a great craft beer pretty much anywhere these days. But what about the whole package, dining out, service, and atmosphere? Come to Cunningham's Pub and Grill, home of Omaha's original smoked wings, now with 2 locations. We're bringing back Sundays at our Old Mill location this fall, where you can catch all the sports while enjoying quality food and drinks. Find your flavor and follow us online for unique daily specials and fun craft beer events. Cunningham's Pub and Grill in Old Mill and now Blackstone.
.22 on a Friday night edition of the After Hours Launch, brought to you by Bellevue University. Download the BU Bruins app to keep up to date on all things Bellevue athletics tonight. College football playoff starts tonight, and the college football bracket looks nothing like what we told you it was going to. For everybody that's watching on the stream, Dan, how many people we got live right now on the stream? 7,000?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All 7,000 of you are going to be able to actually see our bracket, but we will have to run them down for you in description. And we'll start with mine. So it's the end of the year, so we're going to tell you what we got right, what we got wrong this year. I was wrong about a lot of this. I thought Ohio State was the best team in the country. I thought they would be the number 1 overall seed. They are not, but they are in the college football playoff. I thought Oklahoma State was going to win the Big 12.
How many conference games they win?
Carry the one 0. They did not win a single one. I also thought Miami, up until about week 10, this looked like the pick of the year.
Pretty good.
Was going to win the ACC. They're not even in the college football playoff. Speaking of the ACC, sneaking in at is that the 7? Yeah, at the 7th seed, I had Florida State.
Whoops.
You know how many conference games they
many
won as
total
well?
games did they win?
Yeah, not a whole lot. I thought Georgia was going to be worse than they were. I thought they were going to be the 11th seed and sneak in. And my group of 4 team was going to be the Liberty Flames, which was the hot pick by a lot of people. They did not make it in. They actually ended up losing.
But you know
games,
what?
So.
You got 7 out of 12 right. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm pretty great. I know.
7 out of 12 is not bad.
Listen, they're all chalk though, right? I mean, my reaching picks probably were Oklahoma State, Miami, and Liberty. I did not think Florida State would be a reach. I thought they were going to come back and be similar, look similar to what they did a year ago in the regular season, not the bowl game. Unfortunately,
yeah,
I was right about that, but I was wrong at the same time.
Yeah.
Dan, let's go to John's bracket. Yeah, yours is not that far off though.
It's okay. Like I got 7 out of 12 as well.
Yep.
I told you from the beginning that Oregon was going to win the Big Ten.
I disagreed.
My big blunder though was I thought FSU was going to be the 3 seed as the champion of the ACC.
You did. You got everything about the ACC right.
Like the ones I got right, I got really right. Like Georgia, SEC champ, Oregon, Big Ten champ. I had Penn State, Tennessee, Ohio
you thought
State.
Texas would finish second in the SEC
Texas
too.
second in the SEC. But man, my love for Virginia Tech did not pay off at all.
Tried telling you. Also, Utah was your Big 12 champion.
Utah, not good. That was a bad pick. They looked all right early until Cam Rising got hurt.
Surprisingly, none of us had Arizona State winning the Big 12.
No. And you know, I thought KU was due to finish second in the Big 12. I thought they'd get in. And had they played the entire season like they did at the end of the year, they might have
been a difference.
But that did not happen. And then I was also on Liberty as
all of us were pretty spot on about what we thought Tennessee was going to be this year. Though.
So yeah, I don't feel too bad about 7 out of 12. I think that's like from when you're starting the season with no data.
As more than half the field's pretty good.
I'll take 7 out of 12, but my bad ones were so bad. Oh boy.
Speaking of bad ones, we'll go to Dan Campenon's bracket.
I was going to say I don't think I get the 7 out of 12.
Dan had Ohio State, Georgia, Utah, and Florida State as his conference champions.
You got 6, Dan.
You got three out of the top 4 seeds.
50%.
You had K-State in. You had Ole Miss in, and you had Oklahoma State in.
Ole Miss could have easily been.
Ole Miss is about the only one that you were close on. You did not have Tennessee in your bracket. And then your group of 12 team, Dan, or group of 4 team with 12 seed was
Go Cowboys. It was Wyoming, and they only won 2 games this season.
2-10.
So
will not get you into the college football playoff, surprisingly enough.
Famously. It was not great, but I am very proud in the fact that I at least got the 2 SEC, three Big Ten teams in there that all made the college football playoff. And I'll pat myself on the back for that one. Definitely not where I thought we were going to end up.
Well, all of a
at the end
sudden,
of the season,
while we're doing this exercise, talking about, do we really want to put Penn State in? And they ended up playing for the Big Ten championship game.
Yeah, I had them in as the 8 seed. So
none of us felt great about it. That was literally the thing we talked about the most. Was we were all surprised we all had Penn State in.
Well, I mean, we knew that they were going to be the third best team.
But James Franklin's let you down. I mean, it's not like we've thought that for a long time. They have been at times, but they've always had those moments where you went, how do they belong?
That it was Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State were the 3 best teams in the Big Ten.
Yeah, you still think Ohio State was better than Penn State? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that Ohio State's a better team than Penn State. I do. Nobody saw Indiana coming.
No.
Like that's the thing.
Yeah. I was really surprised that my Ole Miss pick didn't pan out just from
so is Lane Kiffin.
All of the preseason hype. Yeah. Lane Train agrees with me.
He's not very happy about this.
At least me and the head coach of the program agree on something.
There you go.
Never saw that one coming. And then we all had them somewhere in there, but who saw the dumpster fire that was Florida State this season?
Yeah. There were signs. I mean, that bowl game should have showed you what it looked like. And I killed the committee last year for keeping them out.
So did I.
They apparently knew something we did not.
Well, that's a Florida State team that, if you remember, way back early on in the season when we still thought that they were going to be good, lost to Boston College, and then we started thinking Boston College was going to be really good.
Right.
Remember that?
Well, we thought everybody that beat them. Like, well, they beat Florida State,
Georgia Tech, and Boston College beat them early.
Georgia Tech is one of the teams this year I don't think enough people are talking about. I think their season is really underrated, but yeah, they definitely overachieved. I think they're going to be pretty good next year too. Speaking of pretty good, we're going to have a pretty good fighter that's locally here in Omaha in with us next. Wayne Sullivan's going to talk about his big fight coming up on January 17th, how you can attend, where you can get tickets, and a whole lot more. If you missed our bracket roasting, check it out at soundcloud.com/afterhours1620. It was brought to you by 402 Barbecue. You can stop by 84th and Spring Monday through Saturday from 11 to 6. Try mine and John's personal favorites, the Cadillac sandwich. It's brisket, it's pork, it's topped off with their world-famous smoked mac and cheese. Make sure you mention Kelly and the team. You hear about them after hours. We're going to throw in a free soda to purchase in the mention of our show. We'll be right back talking the fight game here in Omaha. You're on 1620 Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Bob Williams of Williams Law. We all know somebody that likes to get after it a little bit too much on New Year's Eve, and we all know somebody that makes a bad decision and ends up behind the wheel of a car. It's expensive. It's not worth it, but if you find yourself or someone you love in a DUI situation, you want to know what your rights are, how you can handle the litigation, you need to work with Bob Williams at Williams Law. He's going to walk you through the process, explain your rights, and help you on your day in court. Head over to WilliamsLawLLC.com and get a free, no-obligation legal consultation tonight. It's 6:33 on a Friday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. Download the BU Bruins app to keep up to date on all the championship programs at BU. We tend to give out some charity cases here on the show. We got one in studio with us tonight.
Wow.
Our good friend Wayne Sullivan is in studio with us tonight.
What's going on,
Hey.
everybody? It's Wayne. He's won 3 free rounds right after this show.
You can get one too. Stop by 50 the Dodge right now. Hey, you got a big fight coming up, man. January 17th at Liberty First Credit Union in Ralston. You've had a little bit of a layoff between the last fight and this fight. Anywhere of ring rust at all?
It's been about 2.5 years, but as you guys all know me, I've been staying pretty busy with it.
Sure, yeah.
I've
in and out of the octagon.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know how PG we keep it on.
Yeah.
But
there's FCC regulations.
everybody tries everything, and
sure.
My hands are ready to eat for everybody. So,
okay.
Everybody's act right, treat it right. But so I'm my weight was a little not too high, but I've been just switch over to water diet and eating healthy and all that. I'm trying to lift weights just to. Because I'm fighting a heavyweight, so I'm trying to keep the.
This is the first time, right, at heavyweight?
No, I fought a guy at heavyweight when I fought middleweight over him running his mouth on Facebook.
Sure,
but
in the octagon, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So that was a little different, but I ended up getting him a rear naked, so like a minute something.
That's a W. Case anybody's wondering.
Yeah.
So for you, after a 2.5 year layoff, like what gets you motivated to do it again? Why are you stepping back in?
The guys from Iowa.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you guys watch this football game, Nebraska versus Iowa.
Yeah. Will there be a trophy on the line for this fight?
I hopefully
there should be. Yeah. Can you go to Iowa City and get it back for us?
Field goal kick him if I can. Right?
Why is it the right time to move up to heavyweight? Is it just to take this fight and it's a Nebraska versus Iowa thing, or is it something you've been wanting to do anyway?
Well, there are some guys that got offered to fight at light heavyweight, and when they found out the opponent, their elbow hurt. One of them, point no fingers and nothing. Their mom called because the street lights was on. And stuff.
Sure.
If you guys watch me fight, I don't really. I should be a little bit more composed, but I'm very interested in fun fighter to watch. I don't want to hug and all that. I'm just gonna run over there and let's go. So it was like, hey, we couldn't. It was kind of a problem getting somebody a light heavyweight. This guy needs an opponent. Wayne, he's from Iowa. I'm like, sign me up. I was at lunch. I was like, yeah, definitely sign me up. Hung up the phone. They was like, really? I'm like, yeah. Nebraska made me mad.
Yeah, how close was this to around Black Friday when you took this fight?
No, it was literally like a couple days after.
Nice, good call.
My feelings would still hurt, Iowa corn sucks.
Why is that such a big deal for you? I mean, obviously, we've seen you at Nebraska games with Bud, and you grew up here. I mean, why is it such a big deal for you?
Because I'm a sore loser.
okay.
I don't know.
I figured that was
big red or nothing. All around everywhere we go. Look at Bud, Omaha, right on his shorts.
Right.
Nebraska. That's us. That's all of us. So, and then it's Iowa.
Yeah. Awful.
That's just a bigger, insult to injury. So it's just, and then how the game ends.
Sure.
Oh, you need this ball? Here you go. What?
Give everybody just a little sort of short bio of your life in the fight game. How'd you get started and how'd you come to this point?
You only got 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, life was pretty rough anyways. So like one of my coaches, Scott Morton, rest in peace, but he says hey, you're the perfect fighter. You're in that cage and you're calm as can be. Like if I get in a position, I'm good at jiu-jitsu and everything but I'll look straight over to him and what's up? And he'll be showing me the move. Like, this is what you need to be digging, which, so just awareness and just growing up so rough. A lot of people, I don't know if you've ever been in a situation, your memory, your muscle memory and your motor functioning skills, they go to waste when your adrenaline spikes, right? Yeah. Well, for me, I don't really have that. I just got slow motion. So just that.
Chaos to you is throwing it right.
Yep. Then my manager was like, yeah, how he got me. He's like, yeah, you just knocked out 3 guys. 2 of them guys fight. Do you know that? And I'm like, no, I don't. Cool. And then he's like, no, you got to fight. And this is probably 13, 14 years ago.
Right.
So then I just got to it. And then ever since then, it's just been kind of like a hobby. I ain't going to lie, my heart really ain't like that anymore, but look what's going on,
Sure.
Everything's blown up.
You got to scratch the itch.
I gotta ask, man, because we've been in some situations where I've seen the moments that you're talking about. One time you bailed me out, and I appreciate that. How much does bouncing, doing security, things like that actually help once you're actually in the cage and in a fight, in a quote structured fight.
Well, for bouncing, it's way easier. You know, you can watch everybody's motion. Like, I don't know if you've seen, like, it's called the bar
Reactionary,
punch.
right? Yeah.
Some guy reaches back and grabs a purse pretty much, and he's swinging away from the outside. You're just like, pop, pop. Like, it's easy. But for most of that, like when I ever done it, you know, then I switched to just straight bodyguard work because bouncing was too many drunk guys who are like, I had 14 beers. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
You're an MMA fighter in security. Like, who's going to kick me out? Like, yeah, me. Like, easy. Like, what are you and all your 4 buddies, they're going with you. So, it's just so easy, especially with the legs.
Does it help though? Does that help in the cage at all?
Just because the spike of adrenaline and stuff. If you get that still,
right?
You know, for me, I got to get cracked
get
pretty
amped.
good to get adrenaline. Like even in the fight, like at first, I'm not saying I'm bored, but I'm like, all right, let's get punched in the face real quick so we can turn up.
Sure.
It's just like even people, like a lot of fighters, like, man, I'm so nervous before the fights. I'm like, nerves are really good for you, but for me, I don't get nerves for some reason. I get really anxious to fight.
Yeah.
Like the worst part, I hate the referees in the middle of the cage. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm like,
I've been
time out. Actually, can I get 30 more seconds?
Yeah. What happens if you say no? Do you have
That's what I want to know. But I never want to do it just in case. Like, all right, fight's
it's
off.
over.
Like,
You lose.
What? Like,
hey, you put on a spectacle anytime you fight, and you sell a ton of tickets because that's a show. You've had Bone Crusher walk you out to the ring before. Do you have any tricks up your sleeve for this fight?
We got a couple people on the line. A couple people want to, you know, but we're kind of weighing our options.
Is Eminem showing up to this one too?
Yeah, maybe next one. We'll see. But I think he's gonna cost a little bit of money. Okay, but it's we got something pretty cool.
Okay.
Going now. We're waiting to get everything approved, and the athletic commission got to approve it and stuff too, though. But
even for like walkout stuff.
Oh yeah, they really want you. I don't know if you've ever noticed. Like a lot of the time, they just kind of want you and your 2 corner guys.
Yeah.
Like they don't.
Why is that? Do you know?
I don't know, because you see how they rub you down and stuff to make sure you ain't got Vaseline or something on you. Like even after the big fights,
in case Bone Crusher's got some Vaseline in his pocket.
He's like, outside the club here, rub this on your
arm. We've mentioned him a couple times. You're really good friends with Terrence Crawford. Can you just talk about your guys' relationship, how that came about, and why you guys are so close?
That's like my big brother.
Yeah,
that's one. He says I don't listen to him, but I listen to him. You know? Like really, he's I need a guy like that in my life, just because who I am. You know.
Yeah.
Like you've been out with me, everybody kind of. Yes, man. Yeah, yes, whatever you want, whatever, you know. So to have somebody that's a true friend and, you know,
could check you a little bit.
You're getting a little offline. No, you can't. Yeah, I know. I seen the video you fighting 5 guys out there. Why didn't everybody else either help you or stop you? Like,
right.
You know, like, so it's really good to have him there, you know, and it's like we don't count favors, just brothers.
That's what friends are supposed to be, man.
He's at all my fights. I'm at all his fights. Obviously.
You're usually getting paid to be there.
Yeah. I mean,
when we were obviously we saw you in LA and we talked to you there, but when we were in Vegas, we asked Steven So Cold Nelson about this, but it was something that was a little eye opening in the package before the Spence fight. Bud talked about only a handful of people know who Terrence Crawford is, not Bud Crawford, but Terrence Crawford. What does that mean to you, and who is Terrence Crawford to you?
That means that's the guy that's I don't want to say the hood or because he does it everywhere, but I see him talk to more youth, troubled kids. Like it kind of sucks too for us. We get to see all the sick kids in the hospital, all that, everything that's not on main media that we ain't out there. Look what we done, you know.
Nor should it be, right?
God given. Hey, and then what do you leave with? Like, how do you be happy? You're just like, oh, what's up, kid? I just met you. You're 7 years old. You're gonna die, but you want to meet us. Like, hey, I'm sorry. Like, hey, but many blessings. You're so happy to see us, though. But then you leave. You get to see what your impact does to somebody, but you get to see how terrible stuff is. Too.
Sure.
The same time.
And you do a ton of work with kids of special needs and stuff like that too. And you've also made it important to keep people in your life that make it a point to be with you too, even if they're not dealing with ailments. Why is that a big deal for you to give back?
That's just like something that kind of humbles me.
Sure.
You know, 'cause sometimes I'm that douche. I mean,
you can't say that, but that's all right. Nice save. We appreciate it.
I mean, that's just giving back.
Sure.
But God woke me up. I'm healthy. I just drank alcohol for 2 years, came right back to gym sparring last night. They're like, it's like you didn't miss a beat. What? Like you're a freak of nature. So stuff like that humbles me. And guys like that wake up every day and they're happier than the people that are 100% healthy that are complaining about something that have better. So that's really big to me.
We're catching up with Wayne Sullivan. He's fighting in Dynasty Combat Sports. Big fight card on January 17th at Liberty First Credit Union in Ralston. You kind of mentioned it, but why is it for you a big deal for you to fight in Omaha and continue to do this where people you know and love you can come see you fight?
Man, this right here kind of showed me again. Like sometimes I forget who I am, you know.
Mhm.
And then I do this, and the floor is 90% sold out. And we need more tables, and we need more of this. Everybody wants to sponsor us, you know. It's like gonna be like it feels like a homecoming kind of thing, but
Sure.
it's huge for me. All my kids get to be there. You know,
Right.
shout out to my babies. I know they're all
Go ahead and
listening.
name them all. I know they're
Tuning in.
listening.
We got James Thor and Wesley Michael, Lacey May and Lily Marie. Daddy loves you.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, just that, you know, and then it's crazy to me, you know.
Yeah.
You've been to my fights. Like some
Wouldn't miss
places
'em, man.
are like,
Yeah.
holy moly, like, can you get all these people under control?
Yeah, when
I'm
you,
like, you guys invited them. You guys sold them the tickets. I just fight. You know, so
the last time you fought at Ralston, like I was surprised by how many people showed up and were support. Like not that like when you think about it, the people that we know, like it made sense, but like that they all showed out. It was
to
incredible.
me, it's like it's huge for me
Yeah.
because a lot of people go through a lot of things.
Sure.
In one night, even people on the opposite side of the street from each other, they like to get after each other. They're like, hey, tonight we'll be cool.
Let's
you
go
know,
be supportive. Yeah.
for you. But when we leave here, it's whatever. I'm like, all right, let's not say that.
Yeah.
But you know, it's
Wait till
just
tomorrow. Wait till
everybody. It
midnight.
gives a lot of people that are going through stuff hope. Like
Yeah.
right now, I got a lot of buddies going through, it, and they're like, Wayne, you just stop drinking and start drinking water and training and stuff. Like, how did you do that? Because your mind, because your willpower. You guys want to go all watch me there, go gas out, have this big dude lay on me and watch me get beat up. You want to watch me go sleep somebody out and we all celebrate. Then we can go do that other stuff we talk about. Have a party, have a concert afterwards. Because Chrissy over here keeps bringing bone crusher. Maybe who knows who's going to
Yeah.
go. You know?
Speaking of which, you brought the boss with you tonight. You want to step up and grab the microphone real quick? Chrissy Salda is with us tonight. She's a part of Wayne's promotional team. You see her. You've seen her on the show before as well. Tickets are still. Wayne just mentioned there's a mass sale that's already happening. Can you grab the mic and tell us where people can buy tickets at and how many you have left?
Yeah, and you guys can buy them at nitrotickets.com as well. And we do have a handful on in our bag. We got about GA left. We sold all of our tables.
That's
so.
awesome.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
so,
guys. That's
you.
fantastic. Again, the fight is January 17th at Liberty First Credit Union. Get tickets now. Can you give us your best Muhammad Ali and predict the round and a finish?
You know me, you know, I want to come over there and get it done so I can hang out main event, you know. You're like I was like, hey, should I be like the feature or like co-main? You know, I was thinking about that. And it's like, no, because then all them people get up and then other fighters can't get out to the cage because all your fans and stuff. So I'll do the main event and then we'll have an after party. And
do we know where that is? Can we announce that yet, or is that something you're waiting on?
No, there is kind of a bidding war for that.
I got you. Yeah. That's Wayne Sullivan is where you need. Yeah. Hey man, good luck. We appreciate you.
Appreciate
being here
you,
tonight.
Wayne.
We'll see you on the 17th. If you missed Wayne's segment tonight, check it out at soundcloud.com/after-hours1620. It was brought to you by our friends at Cunningham's Pub. Are you not fighting? Do you want to drink beer and eat chicken wings? You can do it for free on us at Cunningham's. All you got to do is follow the show at After Hours 1620 on Twitter. Retweet the gift of our wings we send out on Wing Wednesdays. We're going to get you into the drawing to win a $25 gift card to one of Cunningham's two great locations, the Old Mill location or the Blackstone District. Cunningham's Pub also has the Sunday ticket and the best brunch menu in town. If you're looking for football this weekend, stop by one of the two great locations. We'll be right back finding out what's trending on social media here on 1620 The Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Forsman's Finest Decks. It's cold outside. Do you want to enjoy the outdoors while staying warm? Have a Four Seasons room built by Forsman's Finest Decks. They'll come out, they'll build you a Four Seasons room that you can enjoy the warm weather of your house while you enjoy the snow outside. They can build it for you in 2025. All you have to do is head over to forsmansfinest.com and have your Four Seasons room built next year. Is this the social media soundbite?
It is not.
It is not.
It is one of them.
It is the season, though. I want to wish everybody happy holidays out there, and thank you for listening to the After Hours Lounge. And
Sad. Can't even say Merry Christmas anymore.
Merry Christmas. Well, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and happy holidays. How about that, John? This is the After Hours Lounge brought to you by Bellevue University. Download the BU Bruins app to keep updated on all the championship athletics going on the campus of Bellevue University. Dan Campany playing all the hits and very festive despite not wearing a Santa hat tonight. Does have the social media soundbite. What do we got tonight, Dan?
We have got old friend to everybody, friend to the common man, Tony Kornheiser, with some thoughts.
Is this a first appearance by Tony Kornheiser on the show? Might be.
Yes, it is, because we've had Wilbon before.
Yep.
Without Tony. We're going to leave Tony's comments there because it is more of the same. Of course, Michael Wilbon, after this clip, plays the voice of reason in the room to Tony Kornheiser. But to him, I may say, how dare you? How dare you, Tony? I understand that the NFL has had the Saturday window before Christmas and after the Army-Navy game for years. But this new college football playoff is a product for your network.
Right. Yeah.
How can you possibly have this stance?
Well, but here's the thing. I kind of agree with the NFL kind of spitting in the face of the NBA by doing this.
Well, everybody knows that.
Yeah, but why? Why do you need to do that? I don't think the NBA is direct competition with the NFL. It's very weird that they're doing this. But with that being said, Georgia Alabama is never outdrawing any NFL game. I don't care what it is.
I think what he was trying to say was in Georgia or Alabama, if it's
I get you. Okay.
I think he's saying in those places, Georgia, Alabama will outrate Falcons Saints.
He was making a very specific one.
I didn't make the Atlanta
not nationally.
I didn't make the Atlanta to Georgia relationship.
Yeah, I think that's what he didn't articulate it perfectly, but I'm assuming that that's what he meant, because if he's saying the other thing, it's incredibly dumb, and he's not that dumb.
Yeah, he's a pretty smart. I like Tony. I don't hate Wilbon either. I know a lot of people.
No,
they're both very intelligent people.
They usually make good points. As far as talking head shows go, they do a pretty good one.
I think PTI might be the last really good one left.
Yeah, but here. I don't agree, though, that college football is trying to spit in the NFL's eye.
They had to put them somewhere, and they couldn't wait till
college
after
football
the first
plays
year.
on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
If the NFL and it's tough for the NFL and college football both that they have to play on the same day. I mean, the NFL could have just said, you know what, we'll push our Saturdays back a while. We don't have to play on Saturday.
Yeah,
anymore.
you've known this is coming for 2 years.
They could have done that, but they didn't, because they like that. They want to have NFL football on as many days of the week as possible. And
it Monday and Thursday nights, for example.
It doesn't make sense.
By the way,
them.
Christmas is a Wednesday.
They have a Black Friday game now.
Yep.
So it doesn't make sense for them during the college football season to try and play NFL games and divide loyalties on Saturdays.
Is any part? No, I'm just going to say, I think that both entities, college football and the NFL, thought about their game only and didn't care about the other one. And I think that's the way you need to conduct business.
Sure. But let's say this. If college football died tomorrow, the NFL would absolutely start playing on more Saturdays.
Immediately. Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah, they would spread that schedule way out.
Yeah.
But I think both entities, I think college football looked at this and said, listen, we got to get these games in, and we want to keep our day.
If they could swing it, the NFL would play games 7 days a week.
Yeah, if it wouldn't kill everybody, they absolutely would. They've tried basically at this point.
Yep.
Because you're going to have games on Wednesdays, Mondays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays in the NFL. You're literally missing Tuesdays and Fridays right now. Oh, no, Black Friday. You're missing Tuesdays. That's the only day they haven't played an NFL game this year.
They have in the past when a Monday night game has been canceled.
Yeah.
Yes, they have.
So, by the way, draw huge numbers every time, too.
Every
so
time.
it works.
Yeah, and I am going to say, I am completely and utterly ashamed of the fact that the NFL is now playing on Christmas. To me,
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't like it.
To me, Christmas is for NBA basketball. And I do understand that the NBA ratings are going down. Football ratings are always
They have not advertised the Christmas games this year either.
going to be like.
Have you seen one advertisement for a Christmas NBA game? I haven't seen one. And they usually promote They usually promote the hell out of that.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Have you? I have not seen one. Okay.
I've seen a couple, but I haven't
Who's playing?
Again, I'm not I have no clue.
Kornheiser was right. That's
I have
exactly
no
what I thought.
I'm the wrong person to ask.
I've seen them, but I haven't. I don't know who's playing. They haven't.
I think I could still tell you all 4 games that happened on Christmas last year.
I know that they redid.
Because it's not the Lakers. I don't think the Lakers are playing on Christmas. And they're usually
believe so.
the staple.
But they
point.
redid the jingle commercial this year for it with
Maybe that's why I haven't noticed
the old
it.
stars doing it, and then they had
okay.
the younger stars, but it was all cartoonish. But I don't know. There's something to me about Christmas that says it should be the NBA because
Lakers,
it's not
Warriors,
something
they are playing. I didn't see that.
It's
Okay.
not something that's going to pull you away from your family very specifically, because if you are an NBA fan, you will watch. If you're not an NBA fan, you won't watch. The way that the NFL has taken over Christmas Day, specifically this year with the Netflix exclusive Christmas Day game and the extended halftime shows for both Beyonce and Mariah Carey in either one of the games.
Mariah Carey on Christmas Day. Good move.
It just seems ridiculous.
What do you think she'll sing?
I have no clue.
Spurs, Knicks, Timberwolves, Mavericks, Sixers, Celtics, Lakers, Warriors, Nuggets, Suns is the lineup for Christmas Day in the NBA.
And that's a good lineup for an NBA Christmas.
You know, we got a great lineup to get to the whole second hour here. We're going to talk Badgers basketball when we come back on the other side of the break. If you missed the social media soundbite, check it out at soundcloud.com/afterhours1620. It was brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing. If your business needs help with social media marketing, website design, or online advertising, pixelfiremarketing.com is here to help. Their social media experts will ignite your social media presence, entice your ideal client, and engage your brand online. Check out pixelfiremarketing.com for more information tonight. We're talking Bennington girls basketball on the other side of the break here on 1620 The Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for AX Plumbing. Listen, just in the last 6 months, I've had a wax ring under my toilet installed. We had a urinal in our business installed. We've also had the main line to our house snaked as well, and AX Plumbing has been able to come out and do that at a moment's notice. They are a great person and team to have in your back pocket. All you got to do is head over to axpservice.com tonight. Work with Nick and his crew. They'll come out and they'll leave your home or your business cleaner than they found out. Check out axpservice.com for more details tonight.
Food and drink specials in
It's the top of the second hour here on 1620 Zone, brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Book a free estimate. Have your windows, gutters, siding, even your roof replaced. They can do it all. Head over to pyramidroof.com and get a free estimate tonight. Joining us in the studio, making their debut on the After Hours Lounge, it's our friends from Bennington. The Bennington Badgers girls basketball team is in the studio. Their head coach, John O'Connor, has brought in Addison Rennell, Presley Baca, and Elizabeth Robinson, as well as Elizabeth and Michael O'Connor tonight. Guys, thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Coach, you perfect start to the season, including win over the four-time defending state champions in your class. Why have you guys been off to such a hot start this season?
I think kind of start of the year, we kind of preached a lot, just competitiveness at practice. We got a lot of girls at practice that are constantly competing with each other. And I think that just, that the mindset that you always have to bring it every single day and bring that competitive environment, I think has helped us so far this year.
You had a narrow loss to Waverly at the end of last year that kept you out of the state tournament. I mean, how long does it take to sort of flush that mentally and move on to the next?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be the first to admit that it's still in the back of our mind.
Yeah.
It's still some motivation, like as something to just continue to, hey, think of how close we were last year, and let's not forget what it takes to, get over the hump. Obviously, it's going to take a lot of hard work this year again, but that's something that still motivates us for sure.
You brought 3 seniors with you tonight. How good has the senior leadership been before the season started, and how has that helped kind of on the bench as well?
Yeah, senior leadership has been fantastic.
Would you say that if they weren't sitting there?
I would still say that. Maybe, I don't know, but no, for sure. And it's been, what's been great about these guys is for 4 years they've played different roles each year. Some of them even got some experience as freshmen and as sophomores and just continue to play different roles. And so just to see their senior leadership this year and have them take on that role, because I've seen them, as freshmen and sophomores growing into that, it's been pretty neat to see that growth.
As that Bennington community has grown so much, and the facilities that have been built out there are so just incredible, the athletic success across the board has come with it. Why has Badger athletics been so successful recently?
I would start with just really good community support. I would start with youth programs that get these. I mean, these girls, I'm old enough now and been around long enough that like these girls were in our youth programs growing up. A lot of our girls in our program now, which is really cool to see, came up through different youth programs, and then just a lot of community support. They support the teams, they support the school, and so I think that helps a lot.
Who were some of the people behind the scenes, assistant coaches, faculty members that kind of make this program go?
Yeah, I mean, for starters, our staff has been together for a long time, which has helped with some consistency and continuity. Ron Coughlin is our varsity assistant. He was a head boys basketball coach at Fort Calhoun for a number of years. He was the Platteview girls coach with a few years ago, like Peyton Brodsky played for him and went to the state tournament a couple years. So he's obviously been a huge, I mean, for me, it's like having another head coach right there for us. And that's been huge. Teresa Rischling is our JV coach. She's been with us for since I've been here at Bennington as well. We like to kind of use her as some motivation because she's the career leader in points at Bennington. So we like to always kind of brag about her and say, hey, somebody's got to beat her.
This
eventually.
could be you.
Yeah. So Sarah Goodwin is another assistant coach for us that brings a lot of years of experience. And then Hannah Sowers is our another assistant coach that also works with our freshman reserve teams. And so we just have a great, we talk about roles on a team, like our coaching staff, I feel like does a great job of that, of everybody takes on different roles and supports each other.
You had to start the season. We mentioned that you're off to a great start, undefeated so far. Had a bunch of blowouts to start the season and got tested a little bit in that last one. What was it like going into half trailing for the first time this season?
I mean, we knew going in that we treat every game the same. We always say that we're competing against our own standards as opposed to different opponents, but we know playing against, teams like Elkhorn North, Gretna East, and those kinds of games, they're going to be tough. And Gretna East is obviously a very, very good team. We tried to just keep it simple at halftime. Hey, here's what we're good at. Here's what we need to fix. Let's clean some things up and then just go compete. Regardless of what the outcome's going to be, let's go compete and see what happens.
Well, you must have said the right thing because the third quarter box score looked pretty good.
How many Taylor Swift songs do you think you could name?
Oh man, put me on the spot. I'm actually a huge Swiftie.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I have to admit it. These girls just confirmed that I'm a Swiftie, like by playing music at practice all the time, and I'm like, hey, I can get into this a little bit. So
well, let's talk to your players. Let them embarrass you about some Taylor Swift facts. Then we'll talk to Addison Redell, joins us in studio as well. Addie, go ahead and step and grab the mic for us. You guys just gave up more than 40 points for the first time this season, as John just pointed out. This defense has been elite so far this season. Why?
Yeah, I would say just in practice, we really harp on being defensive focused, and we're super aggressive. And as a team, we can just trust each other. We can trust the coach can trust us to just play aggressive and fly around.
What's his favorite Taylor Swift song?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay, it's probably Shake It Off, but go ahead.
You personally played club ball for Nebraska Attack. You got to travel around a bit with that team. What do you think helped you about playing away from home and getting out of your comfort zone a little bit?
I would say it's definitely a different environment. Like being on the road, you're not traveling 30 minutes, and you get to just, it's a whole nother level because you're playing against different people and not the same local girls.
Yeah.
And yeah, also the coaching, you get to experience new coaches, just not the same ones.
You've started to receive some offers from a few local colleges and stuff like that. What has the recruiting process been like for you?
Yeah, it's been really exciting. Just knowing that you get to have the opportunity to play, it's super exciting. I'm excited to commit soon.
Sure.
And I've enjoyed getting to meet new coaches and their coaching style, and also getting to meet girls around the area.
Is that something you want to do before the end of the season then?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
What's the number one thing you're looking for when you're choosing a basketball program to play for at the next level?
I would say just like a super high level, fast paced game.
What is something you think you improved about your game from last season to this year?
Ooh. I would say defensively, I've always been a get in the level or get in the passing lane type girl, but I always got to stay back and make sure I'm in help still, and not got to trust myself. And OC trusted me too to get in the lane.
If you're going to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, what kind of jelly do you put on your bread?
Grape all the way.
Perfect. Addie, thanks for being here. Presley, we'll go over to you.
Strawberry was the correct answer, but we'll accept
That's an incorrect answer. Presley Baca joins us as well tonight as well. You're averaging double digits scoring this season in each game. What happened in the Waverly game?
In the Waverly game?
Or was it Wahoo? I'm sorry. Wahoo was the first game, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about district final game.
What happened there? Why not double digits?
I think I kind of just was nervous. I think I was really in my head about
It's unacceptable. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I was really nervous, like in my head about not being as good as I was last year. And I think I just was worrying about the wrong things. And
what have been the right things? Why is your offensive game been so good this season?
I think that I think my coaches have implemented confidence on me, and like I train outside of season, and I really work towards like being confident with my like scoring abilities, and my teammates make sure that I'm confident in that area. And
that helps.
Yeah, we share the ball a lot, and I think that it really helps with that in all scoring areas. And so I think it's just given me the next level in scoring.
Sorry, John, real quick. Coach kind of brought it up, and you guys have been playing together for a really long time.
Yeah.
Has that helped with that portion of the game?
Oh, definitely. I think that just knowing and playing with these girls for last year and playing with the seniors since my freshman year, we really know how we all play. So I think that it helps us score more and like know where they're going to drive and when they're going to kick it out to you, and just trusting that they'll pass it to you at the right times.
Sure.
And you play also club ball,
yeah.
Nebraska Attack with Addie. What's some of your favorite memories of playing with her?
I played with Addie since I was 5. So
wow.
we go way back. But I mean, I really enjoy traveling around with her and just like the memories that we've made growing up.
What's her worst habit on the road?
I don't know. She gets headaches probably. She gets pretty bad headaches. I mean,
keep in mind you have the microphone. She doesn't, so you can say whatever you want.
And she gets kind of homesick a lot.
Oh,
she's a homebody. She is a homebody.
Hey, Concordia's not that far away. You're off to Concordia after this year to continue your athletic career. Why Concordia?
The coaches were really welcoming to me, and they really made sure that I knew that they wanted me there. And when I practiced with them, when I took my visit down there, playing with the girls, it just felt like a fit. It was just like another team with these girls that I'm playing with now, but just at a next level. and older, obviously, and stronger, a little stronger.
Less headaches.
Yeah. And it just felt like home as soon as I walked on campus and I was touring it, it just felt like the right fit. And the coaches really made that clear that they wanted me there.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Why do you think this team can go farther than you did last year?
Just the experience that we have from last year. We have that experience under our belt now with playing with each other. And I think we're ready. I think last year we were ready too. We just didn't know how to execute correctly now. And I think that now that we realized the district final getting in the state, going down to state stripped away from us, we know what that feels like and we don't want that to happen again. And we're really adamant about making it down there this year.
What's the best flavor of Pop-Tart?
Cinnamon sugar.
Oh, good call. Good call.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on all the success up until the point. Good luck for the rest of the season. So we'll talk to the most readily prepared Badger in the room as Elizabeth Robinson joins us and jumps up on the microphone. Elizabeth, for you, this team has started off perfect. What does that mean to this group of seniors?
It's just really important to us with the way last year ended too soon and we weren't ready for that. And we just all the hard work over the summer and spring and fall is all coming together.
You're a senior now. You're in that spot where you're expected to be a leader. Can you describe that feeling? And is it sunk in that this is your team now?
A little bit.
Does it feel weird?
Kind of.
Okay.
I guess I wasn't totally ready for it. I mean, but with watching the seniors from the past years and all that, it's helped me get ready, and I'm pretty excited to see how I can help the younger girls. 23
is a pretty important number in basketball. That's the jersey you wear. Why 23?
I just always worn it.
You think you'd score on MJ in his prime?
Definitely not.
No.
You're 5-0 this season. You started last season 4-1. Does it feel different this time around?
Yes. I mean, we connect a lot better after the whole year playing together, pretty much with the same team, and it's all just kind of coming together for us, and it works.
You're sitting down at lunch. You can have any bag of chips in the world. What flavor of chips are you going to eat?
Sour cream and onion.
Because?
I don't know.
That's your go-to?
Yeah.
All right. Elizabeth, good luck this season, and thank you for being here tonight. Coach, we'll go back over to you to wrap this up. We're talking to John O'Connor and the Bennington Badgers girls basketball program here on After Hours. Coach, what does this team not only have to do to win that district final this year, but get to state and possibly cut down a few nets?
I think just continue to maintain our get better every day mindset, next play mentality mindset, take it one game at a time. And, our schedule continues to get tougher and tougher throughout the year playing in the EMC. And then obviously getting to state in Class B, ever getting to state's a huge challenge. And so we just have to focus on the process, getting better every single day to hopefully put us in position to do that.
Why are you a better basketball coach than Luke Olson?
Because I learned everything I could from him. He's a huge mentor for me. And now he's just getting old, so I'm just passing up.
I there's the shot I was hoping for. Hey, if you missed the Badgers segment tonight, check it out at soundcloud.com/afterhours1620 was brought to you by our friends at Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. It's 20 degrees outside. It doesn't need to be 20 degrees in your living room. If that's the case, you need to get a hold of Controlled Comfort. Head over to controlledcomfort.com. Set up a maintenance appointment to have a look at your HVAC unit and get it fixed and running properly this winter so you're not hanging out with Jack Frost in your living room. We'll be right back, giving you our Papillion Sanitation trash takes on the other side of the break here on 1620 The Zone.
Hey, everybody. John here for Bob at Williams Law. If there's a legal situation that you're unsure about in your life, be it criminal, be it civil, whatever it is, you need to get a hold of Bob at Williams Law. You can give him a call at 402-522-6317. He's going to give you a free, no-obligation legal consultation. What does that mean? Well, first of all, it means it's not going to cost you anything. You get to sit down with Bob. He's going to go over your case, figure out what the charges you're facing or the civil situation that you're facing. He's going to explain your rights and walk you through every step of the process at no initial charge to you. And then if you like the relationship, if you like how the information that he's given you, he'd love to have you as a client. So if you've got questions about any legal situation in your life, give Bob a call at 402-522-6317 or check out Williams Law tonight.
My Indiana beating Notre Dame take is getting worse.
I tried to tell you all year.
Omaha's own Xavier Watts just had a pick inside of the Notre Dame red zone. And then Jeremiah Love just had a 98-yard touchdown run on the very next play. Notre Dame is up 6-0 in the college football playoff. Google Kirk Cignetti while you're at it. This is the After Hours Lounge brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Book a free estimate for your windows, your gutters, your siding, even your roof. They can do it all at pyramidroof.com. It's time for our Papillion Sanitation trash takes of the night.
May I go first?
No, because I teased it and in the open, which means I'm fired up about this one. But you can go second. Because mine will be short and sweet and to the point. It is time to remove the Roman numerals from the Super Bowl logo. It has gotten to that point. The numbers are too high. Just make it the digits. Everybody will be happier.
That's a terrible take.
A bad take.
I feel the same way about anything else that has Roman numerals in it.
Well,
is it because you don't know how to count with Roman numerals?
X is a 10. There you go.
Hey, they did remove Roman numerals one time.
Yep, and they need to keep doing
Super
it.
Bowl 50 was 5-0.
Great. Keep it going.
No,
this is America.
Roman numerals are tradition.
Sucks.
Jimmy Allen, and
Move
we
on
are
from it.
keeping them forever.
Nope. Hated it in wrestling. Hated it in Super Bowls. I hate it in what's the
math
in Rome.
No, hate it in Rome. No, the not the NASCAR, the stock car racing. Hated in that. Just move on. Give me regular English digits. Thanks.
Those are actually Arabic.
They're Arabic
numerals.
Whatever.
numerals.
Give me those two.
Did you know they're teaching Arabic numerals to our children in school?
This is America.
Ah!
No, I just XL, and you're adding like there's just too many. Like it was fine when it was X and V and like a couple of ones after it. Now it's just too many letters. Move on. Just give me a number. It's shorter. It's simpler.
It is a number.
It'll save.
No,
you,
it is a number. Jimmy.
It'll save you money.
It's a number.
It'll save you money.
It's a number.
Technically, it's a letter in English, but that's fine.
I would have been completely in on your take
Until I started talking.
if you went with the other version of said Super Bowl take and said, bring back good Super Bowl graphics.
Oh, also that. Like, combo the take. But yes, I agree.
The Super Bowl graphic is what needs to change, not the Roman numeral. The Roman numeral is tradition. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's the graphics.
I got
that
mad when they
did 50.
Did 50.
Just give me the numbers.
Fair enough. My trash take of the night. Marcus Freeman is a smart man.
Apparently.
You coach at a Catholic school, and you, Marcus Freeman, like all of your forefathers before you, who had guts and had charisma and had the will to win and the will to want, have taught your players something very important. You know how you win football games and score on the first play of your opening drive?
You run the football?
You go to Mass.
Oh, nice.
Marcus Freeman has reinstated Mass before football games at a Catholic school. Hate it all you want, but it's a very important team bonding moment to have all of these young men sit through an hour-long Mass before a football game.
Stand up, sit down, fight.
You know who else?
John, you got takes?
You know who else used to do
You don't
that?
want 'em.
Every single day of his adult and childhood life, and is a 2-time Super Bowl winning head coach,
Tony Dungy?
Vincent Lombardi.
Tony Dungy only won one Super Bowl.
Yes, he did. And that's
now
the
tell
end
me
of my
about all
trash
the
take.
Catholic head coaches that didn't win Super Bowls, Dan.
How many you got? Start counting.
About 1 million.
I'm scared to figure out where this is going.
Except
what
for
is
you,
your-
Bill Belichick.
What is your trash take of the
All
night?
right, my
Golden
trash
God.
take this week in honor of the Christmas season and it being our final show of the year
Okay.
has nothing to do with sports.
I appreciate this, by the way.
These are usually John's best ones.
The number one Christmas meal that you are not eating is beef Wellington. If you have not had a holiday meal of a beef loin seared in olive oil,
What was it called again?
beef Wellington, and then wrapped in a crispy pastry with ground mushrooms and garlic, cooked in the oven to a perfect medium rare temperature, and then just dribbled with a bit of peppercorn sauce, you are not living. I'm not here to dump on turkey. I love turkey. I love ham. I love
I don't
all
love
the
turkey.
traditional Thanksgiving and Christmas foods. But the holiday meal that you are not eating, and it's a crime that you're not eating it more, is beef Wellington. It may be my favorite thing to eat in the entire world.
What inspired this take?
Christmas.
Was it? Have you had it recently? Is this just a go-to in the
We're discussing
Schreiner household?
We're discussing what we're going to have for the Christmas meal.
Okay.
And like beef Wellington, like it's expensive to make because like a beef loin is not cheap. Like to get the whole beef tenderloin, you're talking like
$50-$60.
No. Double
the whole loin,
the
like
whole loin.
180 or so.
Yeah, you can get
I was
up,
thinking
to,
just
up
the shoulder.
to like $200 if it's a high quality one. So it's not cheap, but I'm telling you right
worth
now,
it.
if you've never had a beef Wellington, you need to get it in your life.
Many are saying that the After Hours Lounge doesn't have enough food takes on it, so I appreciate this. People are saying we have too many Catholic church takes, but not enough food takes. If you missed our trash takes tonight, check it out at SoundCloud.com/After Hours 1620. It's brought to you by Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, the premier suit buying experience in the Midwest. You got a big day coming up? Get married? It's almost wedding season. Do you need a suit for a wedding? Don't rent one and have to take it back. Don't worry about that. Buy a suit at Jerry Ryan. Dan, John, Deanne, the team are all going to give you fitted and make you sure that you look good for your big day. 78th Dodge, Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. They've been dressing Omaha for over 50 years. We continue our Badger talk with the Bennington boys. Basketball coach Luke Olson and his team join us next on the After Hours Lounge. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen for Pepper Jack's Grill, who got us dinner tonight. We couldn't be more appreciative. We all grabbed a steak rice bowl tonight. I got mine with all the veggies on top of it. So did Dan. John's a little bit of a wuss, but that's okay because we like a little bit of spice in life. If you need spice
Jalapenos
in your life, head over to Pepper Jack's Grill. There's 10 great locations. Try the new crispy chicken. You won't be sorry that you did. It's Pepper Jack's Grill, 10 great locations throughout the Omaha area. Stop by and grab dinner tonight. 7:34 on a cold outside, hot inside night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Book yourself a free estimate. Kyle and the team will help you place your windows, your gutters, your siding, even your roof. They can do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com and get a free estimate tonight. Joining us in the studio for the first time, I was just talking about this with Coach O'Connor, that I cannot believe we have not had either of the Bennington Badgers basketball teams in studio. But, Coach, we appreciate you being here. Luke Olson and the boys team are with us tonight. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You brought Gavin Olson, Austin Kaiser, and Hudson Newver with you tonight. Why those three?
You know, it was tough because we got 9 seniors. All 9 are important people, great kids. These 3 have been, kind of staples of our program for the last few years. They're all tremendous leaders, really good athletes, multi-sport athletes, and then they do a good job of talking. So I'm excited. It was a good way to reward the effort they put in the off season. So just thought it'd be a good group to bring down.
Which one do you like the least?
Ooh, right. No,
you don't have to answer. You don't have to answer that. I'm just kidding.
So this team made it to state a year ago, but had a really tough overtime loss. What did you learn from that experience?
I think we're still, figuring that out. It was a year that we lost a lot the year before, so it was kind of a surprise. I think these guys, we lost 2 senior stars at the beginning of the year, so I think a lot of people kind of written these guys off. So they developed a hunger, and they had developed a really good chemistry, really connected, and so we kind of overachieved. I felt late, but then we started playing at such high level that I think, down at state, we really felt like we were going to make a run at it, and we were, maybe a couple plays away. So you take a day or two to decompress, and these 3 and Jace Fitzgerald played on the same summer team. So they really attacked the off season. And so hopefully we're just, we're still in the build up process. We're still trying to get better. But you hope that what we learned last year, we can start building on. And once we, get back from Christmas break, we start building some steam and get back to the level we were playing at last year.
Is there anything that can be learned from a loss in that moment that can help in the moment before you get to the off season?
Yeah. I mean, I think anything, we always talk about whatever happens is an event, and just how you react to it determines if it's a good or a bad thing. So
sure,
some losses can deflate you and take you down, and other ones can inflate you and give you things that you want to work on. And I feel like these guys took the loss in a way that propelled them into the off season. And so, I think if we continue to work, I think that loss, we might hopefully look back on that as something that really propelled us into some pretty special things this year.
This is on my own personal bias, but when I think about Bennington, I always think about football and wrestling. Those are the 2 sports that really stick out for me when it comes to Bennington. But you guys have had a lot of success in basketball in recent years as well. How has that been? How has that build been to get to the point where this is also a good basketball school?
Yeah, the growth has been unique. It was back in 2016, I think we went to state for the first time, and it was at that time we weren't having a lot of success in athletics, and every sport was struggling, just trying to gain ground.
Well, that sure changed a little bit.
It did, yeah. The last few years, and now a lot of programs are having a lot of success, and we're happy for it. We got a lot of the same athletes. Both Gavin and Hudson play football, Austin plays soccer, Hudson plays baseball. So we're hoping that you get the same kind of athletes around all the sports, and it makes everybody profit from it.
Let's talk about this season for a minute. You've won the first 2, dropped the next 2. What's been so good about this team when they're on? What have been some of the struggles?
Struggles, obviously 4 of our 5 starters have only had about 5 practices. So we feel like we're playing catch up with the rest of the state because a lot of them played football. And so we've been in the same, situation the last few years. So we know it's a process. We talked the other day, we feel like we're kind of rushing the process, and we just need to let the process take place. We need to string practices together. We need to continue to get better. We need to, remove the expectations and just try to take one day at a time. And this group, when they play together and they play connected, can play at a really high level. But we can't expect that to happen right now. We weren't playing this well late or last year at this time, and so we can't expect us to be in mid or late season form right now. It's a process. We just need to get better, and it'll happen. But it's taken longer.
Is that difficult? I mean, like when we think about sports, it feels like, especially from a fan standpoint, every loss is the end of the world and the sky is falling. But obviously, those aren't excuses; those are realities, right? So
right.
when you know that and you have that mentality going in, does it make it, I don't know if easier, but more accepting of a loss in the situation because it's things that can be corrected?
No, unfortunately, we're too competitive. I mean,
sure.
On paper you can say that, but the reality is when you lose, you don't want to lose.
Because that's how I looked at it. So I was wondering if that was the case.
Yeah, no, I wish I could say it was, but the losses eat at you no matter what. But they do provide. We need feedback. We need to know what we're weak at. We need to have things pointed out to us, and so like we talked about, if you can use them in the proper way, you're going to learn from it. You'll get better, but it doesn't make it any easier in the moment.
We'll go over to Gavin and figure out what he's working on in this moment. Gavin Olson is with us tonight as well. It feels like we see you every couple of months. I mean, you were just here for football a couple months ago. You wrap up football season. Now you focus on basketball in your senior season. What do you want to accomplish on the hardwood before you leave Bennington?
Everybody's goal is always take it back to state,
sure,
win the chip. But I I feel like this year I really want to focus on enjoying it and not taking it for granted, because I realized with football season, with
The
being
last one.
injured, yeah, it's the
Yeah.
last one. You don't get it another 4 years of this. You got to take it, and I've grown up with these guys, so enjoying it is really a big part about the season.
I talked about the overtime loss at State with Coach. I mean, how much does that still sting for you personally? Does it start to fade now that you're into the next season?
Well, you're always thinking about it. It gives you a reason to work, and it gives you a reason to be good this season. It always got a little chip on your shoulder, a little drive. Makes you really want to take every rep, and like I said, just enjoy it. And I mean, the process is always fun, but you only get to do it 4 times.
You talked about it, man. I mean, obviously you're playing football, you play club ball for OSA, you're playing basketball now, and it's probably tough to kind of step back and enjoy the process to some degree. How difficult is it to be a student athlete in 2024, in your opinion?
I mean, it's very stressful. You don't got much time to do much, but like I said, you gotta enjoy it. Like, as stressful as it is,
It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. It's not just a job 24/7. You gotta have fun while doing it. And I mean, academics, it's gonna help me in the long run. So homework after practice doesn't bother me. I gotta get it done.
Sure,
it's just a necessity. And then working on my game is obviously fun to me. So
What's the difference for you? I mean, we just talked to Coach, and you guys, you play football deep into the season. What's it like switching that quickly from like football mode to basketball mode?
well, you usually think being corner, I'm running around everywhere. It's pretty easy. I'm back in shape, but it's not the same at all.
Well, you're dealing with you're coming back from an injury too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The injury doesn't faze me as much in basketball, but just the stamina wise and just being tired, I feel like I've finally got past that. But the first couple of weeks is really exhausting, and then just it's a different game completely.
Yeah,
we kind of asked you about it last time you were here. Have you made a decision on what life after high school looks like for you?
Not positive right now, but I'm still keeping my options open.
All right, well, fantastic, man. Well, thanks for being here. Good luck this winter. We appreciate you coming in. Austin, we'll go over to you next. Austin Kaiser is with us tonight as well. Second team All-State a year ago. What does that mean to you, and what would it mean to see first team All-State next to your name this year?
Yeah, I mean, it meant a lot, but I'm more focused on team success. So whatever I can do on the floor, if it's playing defense, if it's scoring, just leading my team mostly. But I did lose my grandpa's this past year, and
sorry to hear that.
Just to make him proud, be the biggest.
Sure.
thing.
You've obviously played a ton of ball, whether it's high school now or for OSA. What do you think's been your best basketball moment so far?
I would definitely say the state game at
Yeah.
versus Norris. I mean, the atmosphere is crazy there. It's insane. Just hoping we can get back there again this year.
You're only averaging 20 points a game. What's been so good about your game this season?
I just put in the work in the off season. Got a lot of shots up. I try to get to the rim more this season, and get into the foul line, making free throws. But it helps with my teammates and finding me on cuts and rebounds and screens. So
You visited Midland. What did that visit teach you about what you're looking for in a college basketball program?
yeah, just relationships. If it's with the coach, with the team, just trying to see if I can fit in or not.
You're averaging 20 points a game. You're going to start getting some calls. What has the recruiting process been like for you as a whole?
Pretty good. Just still trying to find the right school, just I can fit into.
Do you know when you'd like to make that decision by?
No, not yet.
Yeah, but don't rush, man. Enjoy the process. Hey, thanks for being here tonight, buddy. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll go over to Hudson Newverth, who joins us in studio as well, a multi-time offender as well. We appreciate you being here again tonight. You wore the basketball polo last time too, right?
I did.
Okay, well, we appreciate wearing the correct gear tonight. When we talked to you back in August, you had announced a couple days before that you were off to Wayne State to play football. How did the coaching staff there feel about you deciding to play basketball this year, or were they even concerned about it?
No, I don't think it was any worry for them. They actually came to our last game against Gretna East, and there's a lot of things that can translate. Go getting a rebound and high point in football.
Sure,
there's things that go both ways in those two sports. So there's nothing that they.
Are you at least wearing your shirt this time?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, we're all in our own attire today.
We're already miles ahead of where we were back in August.
We get to the semester break, right? And basketball's just getting started, but now you're out of school and you have to manage all this off time and staying sharp in basketball. What's that process look like for you?
I feel like it's just find a way to get in the gym. I know there's like 4 days we can't go in the gym, but whether it's pretty cold out, not shooting outside, but
sure,
find a time to get a lift in or anything like that. Just keeping your body ready because, like Gav said, we're only a few weeks into this, so we got to keep our bodies in good shape.
And we asked Gavin about it too. Like, it's obviously You're playing football. You're playing basketball. You're getting ready to go off to college. You're making sure you're ready for that. I want to get your take on this too. How, like, what is so difficult about being an athlete today? Because it's not even that. You got to go to class. Social media is the thing now. You're being talked about on Max Preps. You're being highlighted on Twitter.
Got to go talk to two jerks on the radio.
Yeah, you got stuff to do. What is difficult about being a student athlete in 2024, and what's good about it?
I think at least in our three shoes is like Coach said, it's kind of just the expectations. I mean, you love the success you have at your school, and we've been blessed with a lot of success here at Bennington, and I think that's just been it. Fighting when you don't maybe meet those expectations, and that's the thing we talked about the other day is like we don't have the expectations, can't meet them unless we take the process 100% all the way.
Is that why it was a big deal for you to play basketball in your senior year as
well?
Yeah,
100%. Like I said, I think this fall was basketball was my first love, and we played all summer together and we had a bunch of fun. And
never in doubt that you're going to do it, huh?
Yeah, no,
awesome,
definitely not. Yeah, like Jack, he decided to stop wrestling. Man, we
gave
him some crap about that. So
don't stop.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I would never. Yeah, I would never let these guys down. Of course, I was going to come pick it up
because they've literally given you the shirt off their back before.
Mm-hmm.
It's your last season of basketball, and like fans and media, they'll remember you kind of however they will, right? But how do you want your teammates to remember you, and what do you think they'll say of how they'll remember you?
Hopefully, just a guy that was
radio
tough.
appropriate. For
yeah. Just hopefully a guy like they could come to, a guy that was tough that could get them through any situation on the court. A guy that's always had their back. I don't, hopefully that's what they think of me as. But yeah, just a team guy that loves everyone that's part of it.
You guys obviously have a really great relationship, and that's very apparent. What would it mean to this group of guys to go out as state champions?
Oh man, it'd make up for a lot of the tears shed this fall. So
sure.
That's for sure.
Well, Hudson, we appreciate you being here again, man. Good luck when you get to Wayne. Good luck for the rest of the season. Coach, we'll go back to you to wrap this up. We're catching up with the Bennington Badgers boys basketball team here on After Hours, and their head coach, Luke Olson, is with us. What does this team have to do to get better at than they weren't a week ago, and how do you get to state?
We got to string together practices. We got to continue to develop roles and just bring everybody along for the process, continue to connect people together. And they're definitely not afraid to work. We just need to have a little bit more purpose. And I think as we start
they all do 5 million things. It'd be weird if they do.
I know. They're very busy in a good way.
Good way.
Who's got the best nickname on the team?
Best nickname? Boy, that's a great question. Who would you say? Yeah, I think probably Austin. Kai's. It's easy. It's simple.
Yeah,
I'm a big nickname guy, so they all got nicknames, but it's usually just a one syllable so I can yell at them quicker.
Yeah.
Get out of the way.
Who are some people within the Bennington program that deserve a shout out that aren't with us tonight?
Man, I would say all the seniors named Jace Fitzgerald, Aiden Smith, Cooper Johnson, Tyler Zock, Baylor Dachins, Elliot Anderson, those 9 guys.
That was really impressive that you did that, but I more meant behind the scenes.
Maybe, behind the scenes.
Maybe assistant coaches or
all the coaching staff's good. Bart Miller and Chris Grimbolds, Landon Blanchard take a lot of the varsity stuff. Ryan Tonic does a great job with the freshmen. Our AD, Chris Kessel, has been really good.
Great to us too, yeah.
Yeah, he's been really good about just supporting the programs. Community is always good. The fans, the parents, our parents are tremendous. They give these guys, it takes a lot to fill Hudson. So for them to feed them as often as they do. And so it really is kind of a neat family. It's there's a lot of stuff and a lot of stress that goes into the season, but there's so many people involved. It's a joyful thing.
You mentioned the headache that could come along for a basketball coach with guys that play football or play other sports, et cetera. Can you have an appreciation for how much those guys work to be able to come do this on top of all that too?
Oh, absolutely. Obviously with Gavin as my son, I see it firsthand.
Oh, you guys related?
We are, just slightly, yeah. But yeah, so I see it firsthand, and they are. It's a good balance to have. It's just sometimes I got to remind myself we got to get through December because December is always a tough month. But I would much rather have our guys involved in multiple sports than just year-round basketball guys because I think it's better for them as people, but also as athletes. So it's a bridge we hope to cross every year, and we'll catch up. But with guys like these, they know how to win, and I think that's a pretty important skill.
That's why I asked who your least favorite was because I figured it was going to be a layup. But the fact that you had to think about it makes me feel a little bit about Gavin's brows here. Hey guys, we appreciate you being here tonight. We greatly appreciate your time, and I'm glad we can finally get you guys in.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
That was the Bennington Badgers boys basketball program. If you missed their segment tonight, check it out at SoundCloud.com/AfterHours1620. It was brought to you by AX Plumbing, home or residential. They can do it all. Check out AXPService.com for all your plumbing, water heater, gas piping, backflow prevention issues. AX Plumbing is locally owned and operated, and they'll leave your business or home cleaner than they found it. Check out AXPService.com for more details today. We're sending you out, winning you some money to end the weekend here on 1620 Zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John Schreiner here for Cunningham's Pub. You know what we do on Wednesdays? Wing Wednesday. That's right. We tweet out the GIF of the wings. You retweet that thing, you're going to be entered into a drawing for a $25 gift card. And that means you get the delicious smoked wings from Cunningham's for free. But you don't have to just buy the wings, even though they're great and you probably should. You can get anything on their menu. Everything is tremendous. Their burgers are delicious. Jimmy loves the salmon wrap. He gets it every time he goes there. He can't resist it. You might not be able to resist it either, but they have great beers on tap as well. Right now, it's the Monolithic Tap Takeover. Get in there and try any of the great brews from your local brewery at Monolithic. 2 great locations, Old Mill and Blackstone, and brunch on Sundays. What could be better than brunch and football on Sundays at Cunningham's Pub and Grill?
Closing time. Open all the doors and
It's that time of night. We're shutting her down.
let
Not for the week, but for the year. We hope you enjoy the holiday next week, excuse me, and then we'll be back.
An entire calendar
Flipped over to 2025. It is time for our Super Dog picks because it is a Friday. I'll go ahead and start us off. North Dakota State is the best Dakota State. They're +3 in the FCS semis against South Dakota State. Give me the Bison to not only win this game, but reclaim the throne of the FCS.
Called shot.
Speaking of playoffs, in the
Playoffs?
FBS playoffs, Clemson +13 against Texas. Dabo Swinney wins this game.
What?
Give
Whoa,
me the
hey,
Tigers to
goodness.
pull off an upset over an SEC
Bah.
Texas Longhorns team. And the wrong team is favored in Navy and Oklahoma. Navy is going to beat Oklahoma in the Armed Forces Bowl.
Hey,
and make the Sooners a 6-7 team to finish this season.
Hey, we picked the same game. That's my first pick. Navy
Nice.
+3 over Oklahoma in Amon G. Carter Stadium in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm doing a bowl spectacular. I'm going to give you 3 bowl games I like to be upsets. In the Protective Stadium, Birmingham Bowl, you got Georgia Tech and Vanderbilt. Bowl games are often about who wants to be there more. Vandy doesn't get to do this very often. Give me some Diego Pavia and the Vanderbilt Commodores +3 over Georgia Tech. And then you have a line that I can't explain. LSU and Baylor
Go Tigers.
in the Texas Bowl. And Baylor's a 1-point favorite.
Bad vibes around Brian Kelly.
Oh,
But LSU is by far the more talented team. LSU +1. Hammer it.
Dan Campion, time to be super. Speaking of bad vibes.
Actually,
Kurt Signetti is getting after his coaching staff. Suddenly.
Kurt Signetti's got bad vibes. And you know what's going to have bad vibes on Sunday? Anyone who decides to watch my first pick, which is Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Why would they even let this game happen? Do they like bad football? But you know what? Someone has to win. And it will be Jacksonville this weekend, +102 on the money line. And then speaking of bad games that everyone wants to be sad about, Tennessee and Ohio State are going to be playing each other tomorrow.
It's not a bad game, Dan. What are you talking about?
What?
It's a great game.
Oh, okay.
But bad people are in this game.
Oh, gotcha.
Namely, Tennessee and Ohio State. But Tennessee is not the favored team in this game.
No, they're not.
Give me Rocky Top to be shouted from the mountaintop of the Horseshoe because they are going to win this game. And Paul Feinbaum is going to be so excited that he's going to scream about it and talk about how the SEC is the best conference in all of football. And then moving over to the National Hockey League, we all know hockey is great in Canada, but you know where it's even better? In America. Give me the Chicago Blackhawks to beat the Calgary Flames this weekend.
Oh, I thought you were going to weigh in on
No,
the pick.
no. I like Calgary.
Like the team or the city?
I've never been to Calgary.
Oh, okay. Well, those are our picks tonight, brought to you courtesy of our friends at Warhorse Casino and Sportsbook. All those events are taking place outside the state of Nebraska, so you can bet on them by heading over to 63rd and Q. Slots, table games, and yes, that Sportsbook is now open. If you or someone you know is having a gambling problem or dealing with one, call 402-806-7344. For Dan Campion and John Schreiner, I've been Jimmy Allen. Happy National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day, everybody.
And a happy New Year.
Thank you.